Good evening and welcome to the New Mexico Philharmonic's Wednesday Night Live. We have such a special show for you tonight because tonight we're celebrating one whole year of the Wednesday Night Live show. And we're going to start the show by listening to an excerpt from a performance of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, but not just any Ninth Symphony. This was performed last year in October 31st to be exact. And this was the only performance of Beethoven 9 during pandemic in the Americas. It was a performance in Ribeirão Preto, state of São Paulo. So let's watch that incredible historical Beethoven 9 during pandemic. That was a memorable experience for me. As you saw, we had 57 musicians on stage, and we had another 40 singers with masks in the audience. And that was a first Beethoven 9, where you have a split orchestra from the chorus, which made it even more special. Of course, no audience, but the concert was streamed live. Well, very soon we're going to be joined by one of the most amazing pianists in the world, our beloved friend Olga Kern, who's got such a special connection with the New Mexico Philharmonic, with the city of Albuquerque. She even has her own piano festival and piano competition in New Mexico, in Albuquerque. So soon we'll be joined by Olga. Meanwhile, I'd like to show you one wonderful video of one of the greatest oboists in the world today. He's the principal oboe player from the Berlin Philharmonic, Albrecht Meyer, who has performed with me in Sao Paulo with the Brazilian Symphony Orchestra. But the wonderful thing in this concert is that after this piece, Bach's Arioso, we had a wonderful reaction from a small child that was in the audience. So pay attention at the end, at the very end, after the very last note of the piece, what happens. Let's watch that now. I always love it when we have children in the audience, and especially when they react so positively to beautiful music. And speaking of beautiful music, here is my guest for tonight's show, Olga Kern. Good evening, Olga.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? Great to see you.
I'm doing great. I'm so happy you're joining us for our 1 year anniversary of the Wednesday Night Live. Can you believe it's been 1 year already?
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Completely unbelievable. It's been already 1 year. It's incredible.
And you were one of my very first guests. You were in Moscow, you know, yes, in quarantine. You couldn't leave the house. I was in Sao Paulo. And here we are. We're still, you know, with the pandemic going on, but thank God things are so much better, right? Where are you speaking from now, Olga?
I'm in Virginia right now.
Okay. Were you performing there? Are you performing?
Yes. I'm here for the Virginia Arts Festival. I'm a director of the chamber music series here. So this year, believe it or not, it's incredible. So the festival actually is happening. Wow. And already had a few concerts live with the live audience. Can you imagine?
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We have a lot of reasons.
I still have a few more concerts, and also concerts with the orchestra with Virginia Symphony. So it's this week and next week. So it's busy, very busy for me.
Wonderful. That's great news. That's all we want, is get back to the normal concert life and traveling. And, you know, I can't wait to see you in Albuquerque.
I can't wait to see you too.
You know, I'm not supposed to announce it yet, but sorry, Marian Canal, our executive director, I have to say, Olga is opening up the season of the New Mexico Philharmonic with me, and we're doing all 5 Beethoven piano concertos over 3 days, and that's going to be awesome, Olga. I'm so much looking forward to it.
Great. We're supposed to do this in Brazil as well. So we are doing it the first time together in Albuquerque, which is very special.
I'm so much looking forward to that. And for those of you watching us now, at the very end of the show, you will get to hear a performance of Olga with me, and she will be playing the 3rd movement of Rachmaninoff's 2nd piano concerto. This is a performance in the Teatro Municipal of São Paulo. And this was in 2019. In December of 2019, it was the very last time we had a chance to perform together. And this is going to be at the end of the show. So stick around for that. Don't miss it, because it's a riveting performance. But Olga, I'm so glad you're joining us, because we're going to be joined by other artists and friends, and we're going to be seeing some wonderful videos. The next video we're going to watch right now is from an amazing guitar player from Brazil, Yamandu Costa. And Yamandu is a force of nature. He is self-taught, and he composes his own music, and he plays pop music. And of course, when I met him in a bar in Sao Paulo, he was 18 years old, and I said, you have to play with me, with my orchestra. And immediately I engaged him, and then I introduced him to Kurt Masur, who called him the Paganini of the guitar. So this is Yamandu Costa playing one of his own concertos called Fronteira Concerto, also a performance in Sao Paulo. Let's watch that right now. So that's Yamandu Costa. And the good news is that Yamandu will also be performing with the New Mexico Philharmonic in October. So that's going to be his debut with us. And he's also premiering a very original piece that he's composing especially for this concert. So Olga, how long does your festival go until?
Actually for the chamber music, it finishes at the beginning of next week. And then because it started already some time ago, I was not here for the beginning. So I just came from Russia. And then I had, as I said, I had 3 concerts with wonderful friends. One is Amanda Forsyth on cello and Lara St. John's on violin. And we had a lot of great time together. We played trios and duets and sonatas, and it was great. And I also played some solo pieces. So now it will be a different program for with the local musicians from the Virginia Symphony. And we'll be playing some flute oboe pieces, and then a huge sextet, which was written by Glinka, Russian composer Glinka. For those who doesn't know, yeah, he's like a father of Russian music, classical music. So he wrote a fantastic sextet. It's like a little concerto for piano and strings.
Right.
So I'm looking forward for that. And then I have also a little solo pieces as well. And then Vladik, my son, will also play something. He's actually right now in Puerto Rico for the festival. So they also have some concerts there. So they invited him, only one from Juilliard. So he's there now at the festival, and then he will join me. And he will play also. And then after that, I have 3 concerts with the Virginia Symphony.
Fantastic. Wow, that sounds amazing. But now tell me a little bit about the
like a dream coming true, it's like I still
exactly.
I have the real audience in front of me. Of course, we have social distance and everything, but it's just it's amazing.
And tell us a little bit about the experience of playing all of the Beethoven piano concertos, like, in 3 days. I know you've done numbers 1, 3, and 5, but have you ever done numbers 4 and number 2 as well?
No, actually, I did number 4, but I never did number 2. And it's such great fun concerto, so I'm looking forward to actually do all of them in such a short period of time. I love doing this kind of things. I did all Rachmaninoff concerti in 2 nights, and then I did all Tchaikovsky. It's only 3 concerti. But still, I love doing these things. I did both Shostakovich concerti. So this will be a really special, not just for the audience, but also for me. I love to see, how the language of composer, of course, this great geniuses as Beethoven, changing, from the first, second to third, and then fantastic 4 and incredible monumental 5th. So it's a kind of a journey, to get audience.
And each of them have its own personality. They're so different from one another, like the symphonies, right?
Completely, yes. So that's incredible, and to have an opportunity to play it in such a short period of time will give this great perspective for all of us. Just to really dive into that great music from the first concerto to his last, emperor. It's really I'm just so excited. I'm looking forward so much.
Especially in Albuquerque, because you have such a great following in Albuquerque. The audience loves you. They have known you for so many years that you come every year to Albuquerque. And of course, the huge success of your own international piano competition, right? So this it's a very special relationship with this orchestra in this city.
It's very special, and I'm just so glad that this project we are doing right there, because it's so special. And
I hope,
because you're special.
Thank you. You're too kind. But listen, we will have to make a list, and we have to go through all of the piano concertos in the repertoire. All right?
Yes.
Especially the ones that you have not played.
Two Brahms concerti for sure.
Absolutely, and I love also these kind of marathons. They're also a lot of fun, and the audience loves to follow. It's like binge watching Netflix, right? When you see the whole season.
Exactly, the whole season, yes.
So I'm going to call our production manager, Matt Hart, without whom we would have never been able to do this show and all of our transmissions, all of our streaming. So Matt, please join us. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing well.
It's wonderful to see you. Thank you for
great to see Olga. It's so great to see Olga.
So
Matt, I love you're here.
Thank you.
It's so cool. It's great.
Matt, tell us a little bit about this challenge of operating, the videos and everything live. I mean, it's such a huge responsibility.
It's fun. We have a lot of fun here. Sometimes we have to pre-record stuff because, we're blessed with phenomenal musicians like Olga who are halfway across the country. And if we were to do it live, she'd be up at 4 a.m. But no, it's good. We have a lot of stuff going on. It makes it keeps it interesting. And it's even more fun that I have you with me, Roberto, to do all of this.
Well, Matt, while we're waiting for the next guest, what we have there is video. There's that quirky video from this quartet, and they created this thing called the Shostavirus. Can you play just a minute of that? Because that's, people in this pandemic have been so creative and with performance. So watch this, because this is quite unusual, and it looks like a rock band, but it's a violin ensemble. Let's watch that. So that was a crazy video that was produced by my musicians during pandemic, and I really loved it because it's so unusual. But now we have our executive director joining us, Marian Tanao. Good evening, Marian.
Good evening. Hello, everyone. And so great to see you, Olga and Darren, as a guest. Thank you so much for participating in the past. And I've been watching the show until I joined, and it's been wonderful to hear about all the things you've done, Olga. And I was laughing as I was thinking, trying to come up with a new idea and doing a marathon, Olga Kern Olga Kern marathon, where we'd have you play the 2 Brahms concertos, the 3 Tchaikovsky concertos, and the 3 Rachmaninoff. Do a romantic festival. And,
don't forget the Prokofievs.
And then add the Prokofiev as encores, right? So, but I can't tell you how lucky I feel that we've been working with you. We have this wonderful competition going on with the New Mexico Philharmonic every 3 years. It's coming up in 2022. We've been talking already. It's the 3rd Olga Kern International Piano Competition. We're so privileged to have somebody like Roberto, bring such class to our orchestra and amazing musicianship, and evidently has all these connections. Having Darren, I didn't know Darren until the Wednesday Night Live. I actually look forward to seeing you in person, Darren, sometime. It's just been amazing, and I know that it was such a difficult time for everybody, and I was so impressed with you, Olga, how you traveled the world. I know you put yourself at risk, tried to be with family in Russia, tried to come back. Vladik has done amazing things. I'm so happy he came with us. Roberto, being in Brazil and secluded there in a way, and working with his musicians was such an inspiration. And we can't wait to do this with our own musicians. We can't wait to be back. I know that New Mexico's loosening up restrictions, so let's go. Let's hope
soon, very soon. 4th
this.
of July, we have our first concert. Good news,
We have
everyone.
a concert that's going to be our first concert outdoor, and the first 4th of July concert we're doing. We can't divulge all the details, but we can tell you it's going to be in Rio Rancho at an outdoor location. And we've been working closely with the city there, with Mayor Hall, and we're super excited to have this opportunity. So, and more than that, Roberto is able to come and conduct the concert. It's nothing like that. So thank you to all of you for what you've done for the New Mexico Philharmonic and for what you have done for the musical world. I know I didn't talk about Darren, but when I saw his last Wednesday Night Live and the amazing programs that he's been able to participate in, it was just mind-boggling. So thank you for all you've done for the music world in these pandemic times.
See, Marian, the connection here is that Olga and Darren are really good friends. They met in Brazil. And so Darren Milling, bass trombonist of the São Paulo State Symphony Orchestra, Curtis Institute graduate, and really top class trombonist. So Olga, how did you meet? How was this connection with Darren?
Darren is a husband of my dear friend, Svetlana Tereshkova, and she is playing in the orchestra in São Paulo. So the Darren as well, and this is how we met, through Svetlana, and we already, how long we know each other? Many years already. I know they're wonderful kids, and we spend every time I'm there in São Paulo, we always spend time together. So and I hope one day we will, because we always plan something to play together, but it was first it was just we never had a possibility to somehow connect with my dates mostly, and then but pandemic started, so I'm sure that we will be able to play together one day. Darren, it's great to see you.
It's wonderful to see you, and yes. Actually, I recall, the funny thing is that, Maestro Minczuk has the dubious distinction of being the first guest that we had at our apartment where you first came to change and to bathe, actually. You and Svetlana, hanging out, having a girls' afternoon. And of course, we had a chance to speak about my history at Curtis, where one of the amazing opportunities I had was to be part of the assistant crew for the RCA final recording of Vladimir Horowitz at the Curtis Institute of Music. And so that was where I really, everything I knew about piano just sort of went like there, and so, meeting you and following your amazing, trajectory, as well as your entrepreneurship and pedagogical leadership, as well as, not to mention, your artistic, excellence. It's just, wonderful. And we've had so many wonderful opportunities, like driving around Sao Paulo as well. And so, yes, and I'm totally looking forward to performing, with you. I've had the pleasure to work and collaborate, in the States with musicians from the Philadelphia Orchestra, the New York Philharmonic, Chicago Symphony. And one of my first employers actually was a pianist, Steinway artist named Toby Blumenthal. She was married to the late Bert Phillips. And so she's the one that sort of brought me into the chamber world with piano. So, and I've pursued that. So Olga, like I said, you're like a sister here for us. Roberto is definitely my brother. And, I wish I was there to hug both of you.
I know.
Yeah, soon.
I'm sending you virtual hug.
Yes.
So we have to let Olga go. Thank you, Olga, for joining us tonight. And as I mentioned before, at the very end of the show, you will get to watch our Rock 2 together, the third movement. So Olga, I'll see you in October in Albuquerque, right?
So great to see you all, and see you. Bye.
Bye, Olga.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stick around, Darren. Now we're going to watch a video of the New Mexico Philharmonic performing Manuel de Falla's Three-Corner Hat Suite, and the soloist is amazing soprano Catalina Cuervo. Let's watch that.
La luna vino a la fragua con su polizón de nardos. El niño la mira, mira. El niño la está mirando. En sus brazos conmovidos usa la luna sus brazos y muestra entera y pura las líneas de sus brazos. Oye, luna, 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 que ya vienen los gitanos y harán de tu corazón collares y dientes blancos. Niño, déjame que baile cuanto vengan los gitanos. Harán de tu corazón collares y anillos blancos. Oye, luna, 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 que ya vienen los gitanos.
Fantastic. And I want to welcome now our president of the board, Maureen Baca, and her wonderful husband and one of our best friends, Stephen Baca. Good evening, Maureen and Stephen. How are you guys?
Hi. I'm going to try to unblur the background too. So
You guys look stunning.
maybe I will leave it like that.
Hello, hello.
If we sit very carefully, we stay in
Greetings.
focus.
You
Hi,
look
Darren.
great.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
And-
I'm glad to be alive.
Let's
Great.
take this time to celebrate, raise our glasses to 1 year of our Wednesday Night Live. So, cheers.
Salud.
Cheers.
Woo, salute.
La mulți ani, as we say in Romania. To many years.
Saúde. I hope we can celebrate many, many more years of this great show with our wonderful New Mexico Philharmonic. It's been such a pleasure. And, despite the sadness of this pandemic, we're able to meet for the last year every Wednesday and talk about music and talk about great things and talk about the New Mexico Philharmonic in Albuquerque. So cheers to all of you. And here's Jason Villon, one of our favorite guest artists with the New Mexico
Welcome,
Philharmonic. Good
Jason.
evening.
Welcome.
Hello, how are you doing? Sorry,
Doing great.
I'm a little informal. I've got kids today, so and then I got them tomorrow too. So
Same here.
No problem. Jason, I love it that you have your guitar. And could you play something for us live?
Really short, and I only because I recently got back from Alaska for the Juno Jazz and Classics series. So so this is real short, but I was playing this there, and it's from my Play album from 2015, and it's called Danza Característica, and it's by Leo Brouwer, Cuban composer. Here, let me bring this down a smidge here so you can see the guitar a little bit better. There we go. All right. So Danza Característica by Leo Brouwer.
Bravo.
Cheers.
Wonderful.
Fantastic. Beautiful.
Jason,
beautiful.
tell me, is Leo Brouwer still alive in Havana?
He is. He's probably 90 years old because he was born in 1931. So
Wow.
he's either 89 or about to turn 90. So yeah, in pretty good health.
Well, he's one of the main composers for guitar,
Yeah.
right? For the
Yeah,
from
one of
the
most
living
important
composers.
for the 20th century, I think, at this point, for sure.
Well, amazing. Thank you for joining us tonight for this. We know you have to take care of your kids and lots of stuff to do, so feel free to leave if you need to. And
Yeah,
looking forward to the time we're gonna have you back in Albuquerque.
Oh man, I love Albuquerque. It's just one of my favorite places to play and visit. It's awesome. So yeah, I love that.
And hopefully we'll go to Romania before at least sooner than Albuquerque, if not after that.
That's a country I've never been to, so that'd be great. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'd love to
say
visit
cheers
there.
with my empty bottle
Cheers.
of kombucha here. So
Yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
Bye, guys.
Cheers.
Miss you.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.
Take care, Jason.
So Darren,
Yes.
what you've been up to these days? I mean, you've been playing the symphonic concerts every week, right? And you always send me these wonderful videos of your duo and your chamber music live, which is amazing.
Well, I'm happy to report that the reemergence of activities have seen a demand for several groups of mine. The São Paulo Brass Quintet, which has a wonderful album on E-Classical of Beast Records, is going to perform at MASPI, the main museum here in São Paulo, on the 7th of July. And then I have 3 consecutive concerts with my piano and bass trombone duo called Duo das Americas, Duo of the Americas. And this is a duo that predominantly performs music by American composers from Brazil all the way up through Canada. And,
Wow.
and so this has been frankly a godsend and a dream of mine that was inspired by Manuel do Lago Correa, the owner of Valor Cafe, who presented to me the first work ever written for piano and trombone in the Americas by Francisco Braga, a Brazilian composer. So, so yeah, we're having a lot of fun. So we have 3 concerts coming up right after that on July 9, July 12, and July 14. That will all be transmitted. Yes.
Well, it's such a joy to see our artists back into concert life, you know, back to normal almost, you know, with all the activities. So congratulations on that. Thank you for joining us tonight, Darren, for this celebration. We hope you can come to Albuquerque one of these days, you know, and visit us.
I would love to. And congratulations to you and this amazing organization. It's great to see you, Maureen and Stephen and Marion. So yeah, thank you, Matt, for helping with getting me on board. And Roberto, brother, thank you as always. So and I wish you all a wonderful and happy celebration. So you deserve it. And I definitely hope to visit Albuquerque one day as soon as possible.
We look forward to hosting you, Darren. I look forward to seeing you here in New Mexico.
Thank you, dear.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
To your health. Yeah.
Obrigado.
So previously in our show, we had the New Mexico Philharmonic performing Manuel de Falla's 3-cornered hash suite with Catalina Cuervo. Now, Catalina couldn't join us live, but she sent a really nice and sweet message that she pre-recorded. So let's watch Catalina Cuervo's message for Wednesday Night Live.
Hello everybody, this is Catalina Cuervo. I'm saying hello from Opera in Williamsburg, right now in Virginia. We're about to start rehearsals or the final rehearsal of Pagliacci. But I wanted to take a moment to congratulate the team and Maestro Roberto Minczuk for 1 year of the show every Wednesday, which I was invited right at the beginning. So Maestro, muchas felicitaciones, congratulations to all, and thank you to all that log in every week to see the show. I cannot wait to be back with you guys, and I cannot wait to sing again with the wonderful New Mexico Philharmonic. Muchos besos para ustedes. Many kisses to you all.
Well, that was really sweet from Catalina to have sent that message. And pretty soon we're going to be joined by another great singer, jazz singer Nicole New. So we're waiting on Nicole to show up on our show. But guys, what was the highlight of your pandemic month? It was an all it was almost 15 months of being you know, quarantined at home. Tell me, Maureen and Steve, how did you cope with all the, you know, all this time? Well, you have beautiful dogs.
We've had more puppies. We've had 2 litters of puppies, and we have 2 more on the way next week and the following week. So we have, separate from other things we've done, we have been doing a lot of dog breeding and raising puppies. In addition to all the things that we've done to keep New Mexico Philharmonic healthy. Steve has worked with the Young Musician Initiative with Matt, right? Taking it virtual during the pandemic. And I'm continuing to study piano, so.
Fantastic. Well, we always brag about Albuquerque, which is a perfect place, a place where you can ski in the morning and play golf in the afternoon. And I think you've been doing some of that, right?
We skied quite a bit in February and March. Taos Ski Valley actually had normal amount of snow, which the rest of the state was not, was very dry. And so we did spend some nice time up there, so.
Wonderful. Wonderful. How's the trombone playing, Steve?
Well, I'm pleased to report that the EMI kids are doing amazing. Thanks,
Fantastic.
many thanks to Marianne for initiating the Young Musician Initiative with the Philharmonic. And this year, the kids just didn't miss a beat. They
How many students do you have, Steve,
well,
at EMI?
In the low brass, we had about 5 students, and altogether we had about 35 or 40 students.
Fantastic. And Marian, you know, I'm still waiting for the time that you're going to give us the privilege of listening to you play the violin. For those that don't know, Marian Tamau, our executive director, is a great violinist. He plays in the Detroit Symphony, but he's also a chamber musician of the highest caliber. And I think our audiences would be really, you know, very joyful to have the opportunity to listen to you play.
Thank you very much, and I would be much honored to do that someday. And I know I'm waiting for Maureen to build a repertoire now on the piano, so that we can have a varied show. I promise Maureen that we'd play together someday. So, but I can see that Nicole has joined. Nicole is a dear friend from Detroit. It's a friend not just to me, but to all of you by now. So it's so wonderful to see her. I just want to say that this pandemic, you know, had I have to say that I believe that a lot of people have suffered tremendous loss, and our thoughts are with them. And hopefully that the music that we'll be able to bring in the times that will come when we're going to be together again will be able to soothe people's souls. But in the meanwhile, on a happier note, here's Nicole, and it's wonderful to see you, and thanks for joining this anniversary for us.
Good evening, Nicole.
And I think we might need to unmute Nicole first, Matt. I don't know if we can do that.
You're muted. Nicole, can you hear me?
Yeah.
That's it. Good evening. How are you?
I'm wonderful, Maestro. It's
great to see you.
To see all of your faces, all of yours.
Well, I have to thank Marian for introducing you to the New Mexico Philharmonic. And it was such a privilege to have the chance to conduct you on that great pop concert that we did of songs of Gershwin. And I never forget those.
It's one of the most fondest memories I have of touring and being with a symphony. I adore all of you, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm going to toast everyone. I know this is informal, but oh my goodness, you two looking fabulous. I mean, oh my goodness. The fabulousness coming from everyone. I'll toast to you guys.
Salud, salud. So Nicole, I was asking Matt to text you and to see if you could, by any chance, just give us a little taste of your singing. You know, if you could sing something a cappella for us, that would be so amazing.
Is this a sing for your supper kind of? It's a sing for your supper. I understand. So let me tell you guys a little bit before I start just going right into it. A couple things. Firstly, thank you to all of you for somehow, I don't even know how, but I'm somehow included into this like illustrious group of humans. And you've all been so kind to me and so gracious. And I am forever indebted and grateful for all of your friendships and the artistic collaborations that we've had. And I'm really excited about, geez, over the next decade or two, the things we can do. Because after, like, you know, after you build a rapport and have moments like this, especially during a pandemic, because it's been such a strange year for all of us artistically, that these are like some of the odd and perhaps uncomfortable moments that we'll remember when things get back to normal.
That's so nice. Thank you so much. You are too kind, Nicole.
It is that some of the things we've done in an uncomfortable zone during this time might be the more long-lasting ones. So I appreciate you all.
And we appreciate you, and we're looking forward to the next time you come join us for another beautiful performance.
Me too. Yes, so I am here in Detroit. My partner is doing business in Houston. So I'm actually flying out to Houston tomorrow to check out. They actually have quite a nice jazz scene. So I'm looking forward to Marianne, I don't know if you have any cats there. I don't. Like, it's so funny. I have cats in LA, in Florida, in New York.
Well, you might not know this, but Yunshin Song, who used to be the concertmaster of the Detroit Symphony, is now the concertmaster of Houston Symphony. She's a dear friend of ours, and yeah, so she's in Houston, and I have a few other friends that are playing in the orchestra there. So at least we can find out some information for you. I don't know if they're big in the jazz scene, but at least they might be able to tell us where you should go and visit some of the fun places.
The concertmaster, I remember, she's an extraordinary talent.
Yeah, she soloed with us in New Mexico, and we're planning to definitely bring her back. She was supposed to come last season with Shostakovich Concerto No. 1, and unfortunately we had to cancel. And she's a phenomenal player. Yeah, I have to say that I've been blessed since I've been in the Detroit Symphony to have two magnificent concertmasters. And unfortunately, well, maybe fortunately for them, they both ended up in Texas. Yunshin is the concertmaster of the Houston Symphony, and Emmanuelle Baver, who was the prior concertmaster of Detroit, she's a co-concertmaster in the Dallas Symphony. So
fantastic.
Emmanuelle,
yeah, they're really great players.
Yeah, Emmanuelle she was a force.
Yeah, she was.
So, Nicole, what you've been singing these days?
So it is like these I don't know what the weather's like. So this is I'm just going to let you guys in on my personal details of my life. So I looked at the weather. I'm in Michigan, and, you know, and Marianne, are you here right now in Ann Arbor?
I'm in Ann Arbor in my studio. You can see my little Bach Preludio piece that I'm practicing. Yeah.
Weather. It's been a very mild week here. It's been like in the 70s, 60s. Last weekend was 70s and it was gorgeous. No humidity, which Michigan is very humid, and especially in the summer. So it's been a slow start to the summer. And this weekend, I'm going to Houston tomorrow, and I looked at the weather, and it's like rainy, 75, and it's raining here in Detroit tonight. It's very rainy. It's been gloomy all day. And but this weekend in Michigan is going to be like 90 degrees.
Wow.
Sunny all weekend. And I'm like, wait, I'm going to Houston. What am I? The things we do for men, you know. Well, but I also want to check out some of the clubs. I actually am like looking forward to, as life gets more back to normal, I want to perform in some of the clubs in Texas. It's an interesting state, and they've got a lot of progressive things happening, especially in Austin. Austin has a lot of cool jazz clubs, and
Right.
really would love to check out the clubs in New Mexico too. Like I know that there is some cool stuff.
I think we're gonna have to open one, Nicole.
I would love that. Let's do it.
How's that for a project?
Yeah. Matt, you up for that?
Of course I'm up for that. Obviously. But what Nicole
Cheers.
has,
I'll drink to that.
but what Nicole has neglected to tell us is how she sang the Star Spangled Banner at several fabulous events.
Yes. Yeah, so
Really? Tell us about it.
No. Merveille, oui. So apparently it's like a new thing. I'm doing like all of the anthems at some sporting events because.
Oh my God, I'm tempted to ask you to do that right now.
Perhaps the Romanian national anthem.
No, 11 verses. No way.
I think only Roberto knows that one. It's because of his grandmother used to come from Ukraine, but she spoke Romanian.
Yes.
Really?
Exactly.
I have been in love with two people my whole life. One of them was a man who I've never dated, beautiful Romanian man, and another woman in my life, currently in my life, is Romanian, and I'm Hungarian, and I have a deep love for like anything Romanian, whether it be the anthem. Although I have not heard it, because I actually invited my Romanian friend when I sang the anthem at the Tigers game. Thank you, Matt, for mentioning. I would have. Oh, you're such a doll and so sweet. So yeah, I have a deep love for not only Romanian Romance language, but their cabbage rolls and all things.
So we have a rule in this show. We never go for more than 10 minutes without music. So it's just about time.
So I was thinking about this. So another anecdotal story. A friend of mine who is a screenwriter, she is married, but she has the largest crush on Jackie Chan. So
Wow.
She wrote a screenplay for him. And I have a feeling she's probably going to be, this is her new thing, a screenwriter. She writes novels and does all the things. And we pontificate and gather and, like drink and talk and, do all the things that artists do. Mind you, this woman is pretty young. Jackie Chan is still young, but
Not so.
But her whole reason for writing the screenplay, she's madly in love with him, and she's also wants to be a screenwriter. But she wrote a whole story for him, and it's because she equated, and I thought this is the most fascinating fucking thing ever. Sorry to say that.
That was the first in this show.
No, she says that, and she's a brilliant woman, very dynamic person. She told me the reason she likes Jackie Chan is she realized early on that she had the same love affair for martial arts as she did. So she has a love affair for dancers. Dancing and martial arts, it's the same art form. These people study from the age of 4 beyond. You cannot do the stunts, the stuff that Jackie Chan does, and Bruce Lee. So Bruce Lee, she's read the biography of Jackie Chan, of course, right? Because she's madly in love with him. So she's read the biography of Jackie Chan, and when he was young, by the way, Jackie Chan was an orphan kid who was let go by his parents. And in China, that's what a lot of kids did. They went to martial arts school to become great martial artists. And he did, and he went on to succeed. And then, much later in his career, I mean, he didn't get fame until his late 40s, maybe 50s. And I can't believe I'm telling you guys this story right now. I don't know how we got here, but here we are. Keep going with it. So Jackie
Jackie Chan was supposed to be the next Bruce Lee, who actually, unfortunately died very young. But Jackie Chan had a penchant for slapstick comedy. So he was like a comedian, and you've seen Jackie, you've seen all this stuff. He's like funny when he does kung fu, right? He's not just like, Bruce Lee was hard, right? Serious, intimidating. Right. Jackie Chan like never came off like that. So like he had a different thing in mind. So that was his path. And he came over to do, when Jackie Chan came over to do American film, he was like known as a very expensive artist because some of his scenes that he was putting together were so expensive, because sometimes it would take him 2 months to put a scene together. 2 months, because he designed all of his scenes. So I will say this all to tie it in like this. My friend loves Jackie Chan, and she related this to dance, and she related this to growing up as someone quite a bit older than me, but she still grew up listening to Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly, in my mind, is a god, and he produced lots of film and produced all of his own dancing, and it is raining in Detroit. So I was going to sing a little bit of Singing in the Rain because I love Gene Kelly and I love that song. And I was just going to do the last back half of the tune. Now that I'm like all wound up. What?
I love it. Great choice.
It's raining here. Like I just ran across the street. It's raining. Let the stormy clouds chase everyone from their place. Come on with the rain. There's a smile on my face as you walk on by. Oh my God, oh my God, adorable, the most adorable poodle ever is on the screen now. I'll walk down the lane with a happy refrain. The sun's in my heart, and I'm in the mood for love. Because I'm singing in the rain. Singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. New Mexico, you make me feel happy again. Let the storm clouds chase everyone from their place. The sun's in my heart, and I'm in the mood for love.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful, beautiful.
That's the most beautiful version of Singing in the Rain I've ever heard. So we're doing that with the orchestra. It's a done deal, all right? Can you imagine with the strings? I can. It's going to be awesome.
I love. I also just, impersonations, like we should work on that too. Like I'm kind of like in light of our conversation, some slapstick, some comedy. I think Symphony is ready for that. Something
absolutely
new.
So guys, this has been amazing. 1 year of Wednesday Night Live. We have done 45 shows, and with all these amazing artists, instrumentalists, singers, doctors, medical
Roberto,
doctors.
You have kept every show fresh and original and a delight. And here's to you for something that's way above and beyond anything. So thank you so much for doing all of this.
And Roberto, thank you for coming up with this wonderful idea. This was your baby, and thanks for birthing it. So thank you.
Well, thank you guys for supporting this idea. Thank you, Matt Hart, without whom we would have been able to do this show. You're great, Matt.
Cheers to Matt. Yeah.
Fantastic job. Marian, thank you for all the support, for all the great job you do as executive director of this huge institution, in humoring our chair of the board for the New Mexico Philharmonic. Steve, thank you for being just the best. You are like our host. You are our diplomat. And you just have a way to deal with people like, very few people in the world. So thank you for supporting us, for being there. And Nicole, it's always great to hear you sing. Amazing. Thank you for participating tonight with us in this celebration. I hope we will be all together soon. I'm looking forward to our concert, 4th of July. That's going to be our first, and after being away 17 months, I think it's going to be without performing. So that's going to be a huge celebration.
We should do a Wednesday night live that week with you here in Albuquerque.
Absolutely.
Not only live, but live in Albuquerque.
Absolutely. Oh, yes, you bet. And well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us throughout this year, which is a year full of surprises. But we hope to keep bringing you, great artists, great music, and so thank you for just being such a special part of this show. We're going to end our show with Olga Kern performing the third movement of Rachmaninoff's second piano concerto. So stick around for that. And please remember, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. And I hope to see you all soon live and with great music from our fantastic New Mexico Philharmonic. Sure. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks
good night.
everyone.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers to all of you.
Cheers.
Thank you, Maureen.